everybody, Bill Inman here. Welcome to another episode of Change, where we feature and talk about topics about how artificial intelligence is changing the world. That's why we're spelled CHAINGE. I'm here with Craig Fechter today. Craig, thank you so much for being here.
Bill, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Big fan.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. I know you've told me you have a surprise for me. And what we're going to be talking about today is Vox, which is Craig's creation. He's the founder. He's the CEO. It's an AI for voice changing. Now, Craig and I met through a mutual contact, Jeff Timmons, who was part of the pop group from the 90s and ongoing, actually, called 98 Degrees. And Jeff and Craig have been friends for decades. And we met. He says, Jeff said, you got to meet my friend Craig, who has this amazing AI company, knowing what we're doing here at Change. And so we did. So,
right.
Craig, you want to tell everybody a little bit about the company and yourself and how you got here, where you are today?
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, I've been a producer, a music producer and an audio engineer for 16 years now. And, you know, partnered with Jeff. Jeff's my writing partner. And, you know, we've been submitting music we've been creating songs, writing songs, producing songs, engineering songs, and submitting songs to major label artists to sync audio and video, you know, TV placements. And, you know, we're hiring singers all the time. And you know, sometimes those songs get placed, sometimes they don't. And, you know, you come to realize when you're paying $100 to $250 an hour for a session singer and that song doesn't get placed, then you're losing on your investment and you know, you got to start the whole process over. So a year ago, in January of 2023, I came across AI voice cloning. I was doing some research. I was trying to figure out an efficient way to go about this process without hiring demo singers. And you know, I came across an open source platform, and it was just a Google Colab notebook or whatever the case may be, an open script. And I started cloning celebrity voices at first, and I was running our demo songs that Jeff and I and my brother wrote. And I'm running Kanye West through our demo songs. I'm running Taylor Swift through our demo songs. And I'm going, you know, this might be a solution for us. So from January till March, I figured out how to create data sets. I figured out how to train AI voice models. And I said, you know, there could be a place for this for me and for our team to get some use out of this. So I started training vocalists and vocalists that we've recorded over the past, you know, 15 years. And I said, you know, maybe there's a place for this, you know, beyond where we are. So beyond our use. And it'll save us time, it'll save us money, and it'll be a more efficient way to record demos and submit them without, you know, losing the money or the return, you know, going to major labels.
But I mean, it seems to be working out for you. Not only did you in a year or less, you've developed the app. The app works. I've used it. I had a lot of fun with it actually earlier today, not just for the singing side, which I can't do in real life, but it helped, but also for the podcasting side, and all that in a year. But also you have thousands of users already. Is that correct?
Yeah. So we're at 8,000 users right now. And Bill, it's funny because so we're at 8,000 users registered and active. But it's funny because from that January timeframe when I started doing the research to March, where I started to create voice clones and learn the process, I had the MVP developed in July of 2023, and then I actually launched and went to market in September of 2023. So it was a very quick process.
You got to do it today. AI moves fast.
Yeah, I wanted to get to market as quick as possible and then figure out fix the bugs, figure out the updates, you know, as we go. So yeah, 8,000 users now and growing quite rapidly.
Well, from a startup standpoint, idea stage, and I know you're still raising funding to scale, and there's a ton of utility with this application. You really held the clinic on getting users quickly, but it's fun. You know, AI isn't always fun. Using ChatGPT is fascinating and it wows you, but I wouldn't call it fun. And your AI is fun. I think we're going to get a look at it too. So really excited about that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, Medak, why don't you give people the scoop? You talked a little bit about it, but what does Vox do exactly, and who uses it?
So right now we are focused on voice-to-voice translation, which is either upload an a cappella vocal of yourself, or we have a record feature where you can use your computer microphone or a microphone that input that you have, and choose an AI artist, and then you get the output within seconds of when you upload. So when you convert. So and as you mentioned, we have over 30 original licensed. I know the ethical approach to AI is a hot topic right now, especially in music. We have over 30 licensed AI singers, rappers, and voiceover artists. So yeah, it's quite simple, and I'll show you guys. But upload the acapella vocal, choose an artist. Within seconds, you get your conversion.
Yeah, and I know for testing out songs and treatments and things like that, it's helpful to you because again, you don't have to spend the $150 to $250 an hour to have someone come in the studio and record. But for me, and what we found at one of the companies I'm involved with, Twin Protocol, is that people want to create AI twins to inform and educate and entertain, but they don't always want to be out front. And that not only applies to them on their picture or their video or whatever, but also their voice. And
Right.
You're allowing people to kind of change their persona, which is valuable not only for them, like being somebody different, but for it can give emotion to a podcast, for example, right? It's not just for musicians.
Absolutely, and I'm one of those people that you speak of. I'm very self-conscious of my voice, whether it's voiceovers or from the singing aspect, and it just brings so much confidence when you run it through. As I mentioned, if I'm going to submit a female country song to a record label, and I'm not a female country singer, and I'm singing the demo, it's very hard for them to to be able to hear and interpret, what this end song is going to be. But you can do that within Vox.AI. You can choose your female country singer, translate the vocal into a country song, and submit it as a radio ready demo. And it's absolutely amazing. And it's brought a lot of confidence to my songwriting and production.
Now we're going to see it in just a second. And I was what's fun about that is I went in and I sang Christopher Cross's Sailing, which is a song that I really like. So I tried. Yeah. And I recorded it. Maybe I'll post that on my own blog. And then I put the country singer's voice in, and that wasn't quite right for it. But then a pop singer's voice sounded really good. And then I changed the tone of the voice. And I think I hit a point where I was like, okay, I put the background music to it and I listened to it, and like, that's kind of a cool rendition of Christopher Cross's Sailing, with me actually doing the vocals behind the AI voice, which, by the way, was not great because it was me behind the AI voice. But nevertheless, I think you're going to show.
Awesome. I'm sure it was awesome.
Okay. All right. Remind me to pay you for that later. But so I think you're going to show us a little bit of that today. And before we get into that, go ahead, please.
No, just speaking on that, one of the benefits as well is just what you just did, is being able to audition multiple singers within seconds rather than committing to one session singer and saying, here's your $250 an hour, go sing my song. And if I don't like it, I'm stuck with that expense. With Vox.AI, you can audition 30 plus singers. And if you don't like one, you just move on to the next, like you just did,
That was interesting. I could totally see it. Like you can say, well, I thought that this R&B type would have worked for this, but it was the pop that was better. And to my surprise, country was best. And it wasn't a man, it was a woman. That was like fascinating to me to see kind of what fits a certain genre. I did it for a few songs. So we're going to take a look at the tech, but tell us, before you go there, a couple things. Number one, how is this different from what people are doing today? And then after you show us a little bit of the demo, like what's coming too? I know we're going to see the current state of the union, but you have a lot of things coming too. So
Right. Yeah. So what's different is I believe that we're the only platform that is developed by music producers, sound engineers, and not developers. We created this platform as professional musicians. So what you're getting in the output is you're getting mixed and mastered vocalists that are professional studio vocalists that we've recorded, all licensed, as I mentioned. They're not celebrity voices. They're people that we've recorded over the years that are all licensed. And you're getting that output of a professionally mixed singer. And you know, I don't know a lot of companies that actually have audio people that are behind the product. On top of that, you know, we have, you know, instrumental music. We have loops. We have over 1,000 loops and instrumental music that, whether you're an ad agency that comes in and you want some background music along with your voiceover, or you're a bedroom producer that you don't have the right songs for a country, you're not a country producer, you're a hip hop producer, you can go through our catalog of music, download that right to the from the platform to your locally, and then record a song with Vox.AI right over that song. So we offer instrumental music, which I don't think any other platform does right now. And it's royalty free, commercial use.
Amazing. Okay, so I probably have more questions for you there, but let's just take a look at it. Let's show everybody what we're talking about here. And if you don't mind taking us through that demo.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to. So can you see the interface?
We see it, yep.
All right, so first I'm going to pull in a female. So I labeled this as a female soulful vocal. Now let me know if you can hear this clearly.
Tell me the truth. It's all right.
Great.
It's all right. I'm still in love. I'm still in love.
So that's the original vocal. Now let's say I want to, I have a rock song, you know. I'm going to go with a male rock singer. I'm going to transpose the vocal, which you can do right here. So she has a little bit of a higher tone. I'm going to go 5 semitone. I'm going to go 6 semitones up or down. So this is ready for a male vocalist. I'm transposing the pitch.
Tell me the truth. It's all right. It's all right. I'm standing now. Standing now. I'm sorry.
I mean, you can't really tell that's AI, can you, Bill?
No, that sounds like a real professional there.
Let's say I want to go with you know, R&B, for instance. It was a female vocal now. If I want to go R&B.
Tell me the truth. It's all right. It's all right. I'll stay on it now. Stay.
So, and then, you know, if I want to go country singer, as we mentioned, yeah, you know, I don't like it. I want to audition all these different singers. I'm just going to go ahead and go with, let's go with Lexi. We'll keep it a female. Take it back down to 0 transposition.
Tell me the truth. It's all right. It's all right.
So you get the idea, but you know, going from male to female is almost flawless. Now I have a surprise for you. So I don't want to keep this strictly to singers because we offer more than just singers and rappers. We have many voiceover artists and characters that you can use. So right here is my voiceover artist who I have, which is Bill Inman.
Hello, everyone. I am Bill Inman's avatar. Welcome to this week's episode of AI on the Rise, highlighting early stage AI investments.
So with a use case like this, let's say I want, what's that, Bill?
That's me. Yep.
Yeah. So with a use case like this, let's say I want to come in, I'm an ad agency that Bill Inman hired, and let's say you want to reach your you want to reach a broader audience. You want to go over to the UK and you want to be able to reach the audience out there and maybe, you know, connect with the audience a little bit more with someone out there with a little bit of an accent.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with the UK version of Bill Inman.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. I am Bill Inman's avatar. Welcome to this week's episode of AI on the Rise, highlighting early stage AI investments.
Or let's say you want to reach perhaps a female demographic, you know, a younger female demographic, and you want an influencer to be behind it. We're going to go with Ella. And Ella's going to go ahead and pitch, you know, Bill Inman's podcast that here we go.
Hello, everyone. I am Bill Inman's avatar. Welcome to this week's episode of AI on the Rise, highlighting early stage AI investments.
And I got one more for you. It's really, really clean. And I got one more for you, Bill. So let's say Bill Inman wants to now do an e-learning program for children, and he really wants to connect with the children with someone that's, you know, has a voice like them. We're going to go with Stone, who's a child voiceover artist here, and he will be speaking on behalf of Bill Inman.
Hello, everyone. I am Bill Inman's avatar. Welcome to this week's episode of AI on the Rise, highlighting early-stage AI investments.
Yeah,
So
those are all seamless and very different. And obviously, wow, so powerful. You can take the voice and take it to different. So for people that have a podcast and they want to have a UK personality, now they can really feel familiar to people with that. Obviously, that's interesting.
Right. And I did a demo video of, you know, even individuals that are doing podcasts, you know, solo, and say they want to co-host, and say they utilize something like Twin Protocol for their co-host. If they want a female co-host, they can just come in and speak the part, and then they're going to go ahead and get that person, that fictional co-host or that AI co-host right through Vocs.AI. So there's a lot of different use cases for it, and it serves a lot of purposes. And I'm getting more and more use cases from subscribers that are coming on and saying, "Hey, I'm using this for an audio book." I had one gentleman write to me and say, "You know, I love the product. I create audio books, but I wrote a full book from a female's perspective, and I needed a female voice, and I used your product, and it was flawless all the way through." So just a lot of different use cases, and more that have been introduced to me than I could, you know, ever imagine. I
bet. And now I'm sure you're logging all those, and that's a good segue. What is the roadmap here? What's the future 5 years from now? Where do you see, no matter what your wildest dreams are, where's this going? And will it take into account celebrities, thought leaders, people of the past, and will they be able to license their voices too?
Well, you know, I specifically stayed away from celebrities and anybody that is, you know, has an IP that I want to stay away from in case of lawsuits or publishing from a music standpoint. I think once we start to figure things out in that gray area with AI, I would love to license out celebrities or you know, deceased you know, singers and rappers and bring them back to life through their you know, through their estate, however it may be. But I think that would be amazing. I'd love to do that, and that's the plan. But as far as Vocs.AI goes, you know, we're just expanding. We have a lot of things coming up, a lot of new features, text to speech, text to sing, which is going to create a singing melody on top of a text prompt, and then real-time translation with, you know, we're looking at dozens of languages that, you know, you'll be able to do real-time translation right when you do the conversion. So those are the next implementations.
And I expect that you'll go the direction of a lyric may not translate cleanly from English to Spanish or, you know, English to Japanese, and there'll be some kind of service to help the song make sense. Maybe a word that's in English gets translated to Spanish, it's the wrong word and off. But yeah, those are areas you could go as well. Yeah, I think the sky's the limit here. But what's impressive beyond actually the product itself is, you know, 8,000 users. I mean, people really want this, and they're using it. They're coming up with their own use cases, and it's moving fast.
And you know what, Bill? It's all happening organically. I haven't launched a major marketing. I'm a marketing professional in my day to day, and I haven't even launched a full blown marketing, you know, program or a marketing approach to the go-to-market approach to this. I've literally just posted some videos on all the socials, and I had a few influencers find it and pick it up and do a demo on or a review on what they've seen, and it's just snowballing. And I'm trying to keep up because I want to keep up with the technology first in the product before I jump into the marketing plan. And people are just running with it. So I'm going with the flow right now. I'm going with what people are saying, and everyone's providing feedback. I just want to make sure that the technology is in place before we go full speed.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know, even from the get-go, before I met you and talking with Jeff, who's just a fantastic guy. And, you know, this is a gentleman that was part of a group that had #1 song with Mariah Carey at one point. So they've been through the ranks.
They did.
Yeah. And he was like, you got to meet my friend Craig. And then when I saw it, I'm like, wow, this is quite exceptional. But the thing is, you've capitalized this all yourself. You're still pre-seed, and now you're just looking to scale it. So you get to 8,000 users without even capitalizing the company.
Yeah.
From a startup perspective, that's a clinic, right? You put on a good clinic there for others to follow. So what was the key there? Like, what do you think the top 2 or 3 factors were in having this early success? Capitalizing it yourself.
Well, I got to say this first. I got to preface this by saying that with Jeff, when I built the MVP, I didn't tell him much about it. And I created a 98 Degrees demo song that I sang with their voices. And I sent it to him. And he goes, holy cow, where did you get this? And who sang this? Because it's us. And I go, this is my new product. And
Wow.
he was amazed. He couldn't believe it. And so I sent Jeff a demo song of him and his group singing a song that they've never recorded before. But
wow, powerful.
But yeah, to answer your question, you said how did I get here?
Yeah, knowing that, I mean, your best days are coming, right? This is a product that's already succeeding. When you get the capital and resources to scale, how'd you grow so fast with just you funding the company and keeping it kind of small?
Just a lot of, I was pushing out content. I was pushing out a lot of content. Like I said, it really happened organically. I went from September that I launched was 25 or 30 users to, I think I doubled to October the next year, and that or the next month. And then November and December, I saw 500 to 600 users. And that was from, I had a couple video posts, a couple people do reviews on YouTube that found it organically and did reviews. And so influencer marketing, and they all came and from there it was a wrap. I mean, it snowballed. It snowballed all organically. So.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was Insta or if it was TikTok I was watching, but I watched some of those videos. I saw there was one influencer that ranked at #1. There was like top 5, and there you were at #1. And then also you did some other samples on your social where you took the rap and you put it to a tempo and a beat, and it was like a real song like that. It was pretty impressive. So besides social, how can people get in touch with you, and what are your socials? Maybe that'd be good to put out there.
Right. Yeah. Vocs.AI. We're all over the place. So
spell that. It's not how people might think it's VOX.
Yeah.
For example.
So V as in Victor, OCS AI, and you'll find us on YouTube. TikTok's been growing huge, and Instagram, Twitter, X now, and LinkedIn. So yeah, you can find us on the socials. If you want to reach out, you can reach out directly. You can go to the site, submit a support ticket, or just reach out directly. So Craig at Vocs.AI.
Perfect, Craig. Well, congrats on the success. Exciting product. I know for some of the companies I work with, whether it be Twin or Deck Tech or other ones, Sentience, for example, there's going to be some interest, and I'm looking forward to help. So thanks so much for taking the time. And I think people here are going to be excited to now take their broke voice like mine and make their own song or whatever it is they're doing. So good stuff.
Bill, coming up next, phase 2 coming in, we're doing pitch correction. Will be the next real-time effect that we're going to add. So you can correct your pitch. It's not in yet, but it's going to align all the notes that might be a little bit off, which I don't think you have many for you. But
dude, you haven't heard me yet. but that's going to give me a chance. So that's exciting, like part of the roadmap to be able to do that. That's really going to it's going to be so much fun to be able to turn someone like myself. And I've got an idea for a song, but here's the AI singing it for me.
Yeah, we don't want people. We don't want folks to worry about how they sound or if they're in pitch and key. So pitch correction is going to be a huge feature that's going to be added here very, very soon. So. Bill, I thank you.
Thanks, Craig. Yeah, thank you very much. Everybody here watching, I'm sure we'll want to keep in touch, and we'll do a follow-up episode. But appreciate your time, Craig, and we'll talk soon.
Wonderful. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody, for watching Change. We'll see you on the next episode.